Have you ever opened YouTube, Netflix, or TikTok and thought, wow, this app really knows me? You watch one random video and suddenly your feed is filled with content that feels oddly specific to your taste. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's a little creepy, but most of the time it's impressive. So how do streaming apps seem to understand what you want to watch before you even search for it? Today, we will break down how streaming apps actually recommend videos, why they seem to understand your preferences so well, and what's really happening behind the screen when you hit play right here on History of Simple Things. Let's start with the basics. The short answer on streaming apps seems to know what you'll enjoy next is algorithms, but that word gets thrown around so much that it almost loses its meaning. Behind that single word is a complex system quietly learning from millions, sometimes billions of user actions every single day. These recommendation systems are the reason you discover new creators, binge entire shows in one weekend, and occasionally lose track of time scrolling late at night. To understand how this works, we need to start with the most important ingredient: data. Every time you use a streaming app, you leave behind tiny digital footprints. What you click on, what you skip, how long you watch, when you pause, whether you rewind, and even when you close the app, all of it matters. You don't have to like or comment on a video for the app to learn from you. Simply watching is enough. If you watch a video all the way through, that's a strong signal. If you stop after 5 seconds, that's another signal entirely. These apps don't just track what you watch, but how you watch it. For example, watching a cooking video to the end tells the system you might be interested in food content. But watching several cooking videos in a row, especially from the same creator or style, sends an even stronger message. Over time, the app starts building a profile, not of who you are as a person, but of your viewing habits. Once the app collects this data, it needs a way to make sense of it. This is where machine learning comes in. Machine learning allows the app to find patterns that humans could never manually track. Instead of someone programming the app to say, if the user likes cats, show them more cat videos, the system learns on its own. It looks at millions of users and notices trends. People who watched this video also tended to watch that video. Users who stayed until the end of one clip often clicked on another similar one afterward. This process is known as collaborative filtering. It's basically digital peer pressure, but in a helpful way. If a large group of people with viewing habits similar to yours enjoy certain videos, the app assumes you might enjoy them too. That's why you sometimes get recommendations that feel spot on, even if you've never searched for that topic before. But that's only part of the story. Streaming apps also analyze the content itself. This is called content-based filtering. The system looks at video titles, descriptions, tags, captions, thumbnails, and even the audio and visuals inside the video. For example, it can detect topics being discussed, the pace of the video, and whether it's educational, emotional, or entertaining. On platforms like YouTube and TikTok, automated systems can even analyze spoken words and on-screen text. So if you watch several videos about space exploration, the app doesn't just recommend those exact videos again, it starts offering content about rockets, astronauts, black holes, or space documentaries, even if you never search for those terms directly. Another huge factor in recommendations is watch time. Streaming platforms care deeply about how long you stay engaged. It's not enough for you to click a video. They want to know if it held your attention. A video that gets fewer clicks but keeps viewers watching for a long time can actually be favored more than a video with lots of clicks but short viewing times. This is because long watch time suggests genuine interest, not just curiosity. That's why some videos feel carefully paced, with hooks at the beginning and cliffhangers near the end. Creators often adapt their content to match what the algorithm rewards, and over time, the algorithm adapts to what keeps people watching. Recommendations also change based on context. What you watch in the morning might be very different from what you watch late at night. Streaming apps notice this. If you usually watch short, light videos during breaks and longer content in the evening, the app learns those patterns. The same goes for weekdays versus weekends, or even your location and device type. For example, someone watching on a phone might get shorter videos, while someone on a TV might get longer shows or movies. The system constantly adjusts based on when, where, and how you're watching. Of course, recommendations aren't perfect. Sometimes the algorithm gets stuck. Watching one video out of curiosity can suddenly flood your feed with similar content you never wanted to see again. This happens because the system reacts quickly to strong signals, especially repeated watches. That's why using tools like "not interested" or "don't recommend this channel" can be helpful. These actions send clear feedback that the algorithm understands. One of the biggest goals of recommendation systems is personalization at scale. Millions of people can open the same app at the same time and see completely different home pages. Each feed is tailored based on individual behavior, even though the underlying system is shared. This level of personalization was almost impossible before modern computing power and machine learning. But there's also a downside worth mentioning. Because recommendation systems focus on what you already like, they can sometimes create echo chambers. You may see the same types of opinions, ideas, or styles repeated over and over. While this can be comforting, it can also limit exposure to new perspectives. That's why actively searching for different content or following a variety of creators can help keep your feed balanced. So the next time a streaming app recommends a video that feels uncannily perfect, remember what's happening behind the scenes. It's not magic and it's not mind-reading. It's a complex system learning from patterns, your patterns and millions of others, constantly adjusting, testing, and refining. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.